Kia ora koutou katoa, it's Mrs. Goodson here. This video is about the structure and bonding of metals. And it's video 11 for Chemistry 2.4. So what is a metal? It is a solid material which is typically hard, shiny, malleable and ductile. That means it can be hammered into shapes and it can be drawn into wires. And metals generally have good electrical and thermal conductivity. That means they can conduct electricity and heat. And they are found on the left-hand side of the periodic table. So they readily form positive ions or cations, and they have metallic bonds. So some examples are magnesium, copper, platinum, sodium, iron, and silver. And then there's also metals which are alloys, which are mixtures of metals and other elements, such as steel is a mixture of iron and carbon. So alloys are mixtures, whereas pure elements can be found on the periodic table on the left-hand side, highlighted in this part of the table. Okay, so metallic structure and bonding. So the particles that make up metals are atoms. And these atoms are held together in a regular 3D lattice, so in a uniform structure, and they're held together with metallic bonding. Now, the feature of metallic bonding is the delocalized valence electrons. So there's sort of the sea of electrons. Sometimes you hear it called the sea of electrons or a cloud of electrons, and they are valence electrons and they are attracted to the positive nuclei. So the electrons, other valence electrons, can move through the lattice and this sort of cloud, and they're attracted to the positive nuclei of all of the atoms, of the neighboring atoms, but they're delocalized, so they're not just attracted to one atom, but they can move to the next atom. So we call them delocalized electrons. So that is the feature of metallic bonding. So this way you can describe it is the electrostatic attraction between a lattice of positive ions surrounded by delocalized electrons. The metal atoms achieve stability by sort of offloading electrons to attain the electronic structure of the nearest noble gas. This results in a lattice of positive ions and a sea of delocalized electrons. These electrons float about and are not associated to a particular atom. So the sea of delocalized electrons is the feature of metallic bonding, and that's what gives metal the physical properties that we are going to discuss in the next video. So this video has been about how to determine whether a substance is a metal from its place on the periodic table. So that's on the left-hand side. Describe the structure of the metal lattice and the nature of the metallic bond.